Hello my lovies, I hope you are well. Our lesson today talking about the cell and their structure is our third lesson in this unit. Okay, let's start. We talked about the eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell, and we talked about that the cell consists of two types, eukaryotic and prokaryotic. The eukaryotic cells differ from each other depending on the structure and the function. Okay, we differentiate between the eukaryotic and the prokaryotic by the structure and function. So what's the structure? Structure is the arrangement of part. What the function? Function is the activity the parts carry out. Okay, and then the examples. Okay, عندنا plant cell and animal cell have different parts that have different function for the organism. That is what make the plants and animals so different from each other. Okay, the plant cell and animal cell have different parts and have different function. Each of them have its own function, its own structure and parts. Okay, so all the eukaryotic cell consists of nucleus and membrane-bound organelles and the parts that protect and support the cell. Okay, what is the parts that protect and support the cell? We will talk about that, like what? Like the cell membrane. Okay, we all know the cell membrane and the cytoplasm. We talk about that in lesson 1. Let's make a revision. That the cell membrane protects the cell and regulates what enter and leave the cell. The cytoplasm is the region between the cell membrane and the nucleus that include the fluids and all organelles. Throughout the cytoplasm of the eukaryotic cell is a cytoskeleton. There is a cytoskeleton or a network of protein filament that gives the shape and support the cell. So the cytoplasm gives the shape and support the cell. After that, the cytoskeleton also help in the cell division and in the movement. It may help the parts within the cell to move. Okay, so the cytoskeleton have a protein filament that give the first function to give the shape and support the cell, to help in the cell division and help in the movement. Okay, and the nucleus, we talked about the nucleus and the DNA, that the nucleus contains the genetic material or the DNA, and the definition of the DNA, we talked about the definition of DNA in lesson 1 and in lesson 2. DNA is the genetic material that contains the information needed for the cell, such as making proteins. Okay, after that, the structure for making a protein are stored in the DNA and sent out of the nucleus through the pores. Okay, so we have poured in the nuclear membrane. Okay, we talked about the eukaryotic cell, and now we will talk about the plant and the animal cell. The plant and the animal cell, they are organisms, okay, that need energy for the life process, growth, repair, movement. Okay, we talked about that in the lesson 1. Organism is the first definition in lesson 1. Okay, what is the cellular respiration? The cellular respiration when the cell get energy by breaking down the food. Okay, when the cell get the energy by breaking down the food. Okay, this is called cellular respiration. Okay, after that we have a part in the plant and animal cell common between them. The mitochondria is an organelle where the cellular respiration so the cellular respiration happen in plant and animal cell, happen in the mitochondria. The mitochondria have their own DNA and consists of two membranes. And then we will talk about the ribosomes. The ribosomes that make the proteins by putting their chains of amino acid. We all know that the protein consists of amino acids that make the ribosome. So the ribosomes are organelles that make protein by putting together chain of amino acid. All the cell, even prokaryote and eukaryote, consists of ribosomes. Okay, the ribosomes aren't enclosed in a membrane. Okay, the ribosomes are in the eukaryote. The ribosomes are free in the cytoplasm. Okay, they are free in the cytoplasm. In the eukaryotic, some ribosomes are free, but there are another part that are attached to the organelles called what? Called the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, there are two types of the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, they are rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So what is the function of the endoplasmic reticulum? Okay, it assists in the production, processing, transporting of the protein in and the production of lipid. Okay, so the endoplasmic reticulum have a function in proteins and lipids. The rough endoplasmic reticulum, let's make a comparison between the rough and the smooth. The rough has the ribosomes attached to its membrane, while the smooth doesn't, okay? The rough make many cell proteins, but the smooth make the lipids, okay? So the rough for the protein and smooth for the lipid. I'm breaking down the toxins that could damage the cell, okay? Okay, we talked about the ribosomes and the two types of ribosomes. Let's talk about the another part called Golgi complex. Okay, let's start at the membrane-bound organ that package and distributes the material such as protein. We have a Golgi complex. It's a system of flattened membrane sac. It's about sac. Okay, it packages and distributes the material in all cell or in a cell. Okay, the lipids and proteins in the endoplasmic reticulum delivered to where we have the rough and smooth. The rough for the protein and the smooth for the lipid. Okay, we delivered to the Golgi complex to be modified for a different job. Okay, we have the lipids and the protein, then we'll go to the Golgi complex to make their own function or their own job. Okay, the final product are enclosed in a piece called Golgi complex membrane. This membrane to form a vessel called the small pupils. Okay, these vessels of pinched off Golgi complex membrane carry the product out of the cell to other parts of the cell. This is the shape of the Golgi apparatus and the Golgi body in the cell. Okay, this is the diagram of the Golgi bodies. Okay, or the plant and animal cell, and this is the diagram of the Golgi. Okay, okay, this is the Golgi complex. Okay, it's this is the Golgi complex. Okay, this is the cell membrane in the plasmic reticulum. Okay, ribosomes, mitochondria, and nucleus. Okay, thank you. If you need anything or any question, please tell me.